All right, so going on to the example here, it says determine the following, the measure of angle Z. I don't know why it said Z. I think I meant to say X. Let's change that. Determine angle X. Okay, well, what we notice here is if you trace along angle X, the arc that it intercepts out here is the 86 degrees. And remember, the inscribed angle is half of the intercepted arc. So if I take half of 86, I get the inscribed angle, which is 43 degrees. Okay. Now, down here, this arc is intercepted with this angle. Okay. So the next one is arc XY. So what am I going to do to find XY? Well, if this is half of this, then I'm going to double this to get this. So this is going to be 104 degrees. Okay. Now, the next question says this: are these lines parallel? Is this line right here parallel to this line right here? Well, sure, why not? They look parallel, right? No, they're not parallel because the alternate interior angles are not congruent, okay? So, again, in order for lines to be parallel, the alternate interior angles must be congruent. We don't have that, so the lines are not parallel, okay? All right, now Theorem 9.7 actually deals with the next problem here. So I'd like to go look at actually that problem and then come back to it. So let's look at that. Let's look at this problem right here. Okay. So here's what's happening. You've got this angle at R. This angle at R that is 12x minus 13. And this angle at R, it intercepts this arc out here at TQ. Okay. Angle S, which is 9x plus 2, it intercepts the exact same angle. Okay, it intercepts TQ. Okay, so if the angle, the inscribed angle, is half the intercepted arc, then this angle has to be half this arc's measure, and this angle has to be half of this arc's measure. So what do we know about these two angles? They have to be congruent. So I'm going to make angle R congruent to angle S. Okay. And then you can set their expressions equal to each other. All right, now make sure that you go back after you solve for x and plug it back in for r to figure out what the value of r is. Okay. Now, what is 9.7? Going back to the previous page. What is Theorem 9.7? Well, 9.7 reads this. If two inscribed angles of a circle intercept the same arc, or congruent arcs, then the angles are congruent. Okay? So in that last one, we had two inscribed angles that intercepted the same arc. So what do we know about those inscribed angles? They have to be congruent to each other. Okay? All right.